It is right. Somebody can come for me. Can't be looking messed at y'all. Y'all, how you doing? You guys follow me on IG. You know, I was asking, or I had a poll going around about what you guys knew about the rice water method, and surprisingly, you guys didn't know much, because I've always been taught that oils, creams, masks, like those are the things that make your hair grow. Like keeping those regimens in your routine will lead to hair growth. What I stumbled upon was the rice water method, and just to give you guys a backstory, rice water method has actually been around for a very long time. It actually originated in China or Japan. That's what my research kind of brought me back to. So several Chinese villages uses this method, and I'm gonna put a couple of pictures because their growth is something serious. I would love to get to that point. I don't think I can manage hair that well. People in the women of that those tribes are known as Rapunzels, like land of Rapunzels. Like people don't get those kind of names just willy-nilly. You know, I don't get the Rapunzel. I would love to, but rice water and what it actually is full of. So rice water is full of minerals and vitamins that help your hair. They also can help with skin tightening. They're actually rice water is actually very nutritious, so you can drink it, you could use it in your bath water, you could use it in your hair. Like it's very multifaceted. Help with other problems that people do have with their hair is split ends. That's my biggest issue. With dandruff, I know that I get this problem maybe in the winter a little, but I've never really had a severe dandruff problem. But I think it's because I take really good care of my scalp. So I also wanted to talk about the difference between plain rice, so plain rice water. So if I was to, for example, just make my rice water and not actually ferment it, that'll just be rice water. And then fermented rice water is something a little bit different. So I'm just gonna kind of touch on the difference of those, because you can really approach this method in two different ways. Like it really depends on what your hair is lacking. For plain water, for my research, plain water, did I say plain water, y'all? Plain rice water has a higher pH balance, and I think it's typically because you're extracting all the nutrients at once. Of course, that is a very potent, strong mixture, and then you're putting it directly on your hair. You're not giving the mixture time to sit. You're not giving the mixture time to kind of settle and calm down, because rice water is very acidic as well. So as much as it's great for your hair, it could be very strong at the same time. So plain water is at its highest pH balance. So you can use it straight out of the jar, like straight the same day you make it, or you can ferment it and make fermented rice water. And that's what I'm gonna talk about next. So fermented rice water brings down the pH levels to match your hair. And that's very important, guys, because you don't want your hair to break off. That was something that I noticed when I was using it, like just the potent rice water straight out of the jar. Like I was using it like that, and I noticed that, yeah, it'll help, but then my hair is very brittle. Like I didn't understand what the problem was, and it was because I needed to dilute. Gotta dilute that thing. You gotta dilute it. So fermented rice water also restores the balance of the pH in your hair as well. So that's why fermented rice water is a little better, because it meets your hair at a middle ground. It's like, hey girl, I know what you need, but I'm not gonna like jack you up. I'm just gonna meet you there. I'm just gonna like, okay. So how do you make rice water? Rice water is actually very easy to make. I think this is one of the reasons why I was actually so happy that I found this, is because literally I have rice at the house all the time. I'm Jamaican, eh? So I always have rice at the house. I actually like love rice, so I'm gonna have it at my spot, like regardless. Actually some fermented rice water that I had in this fridge for maybe 2 days, because I had another one that I have in my bottle. This is actually the other half of that fermented water. So this is my actual spray bottle that I have my fermented water in. It also has water in it too, so it's not just straight rice water. This is not Carol's daughter, but I use this bottle because I like this. So yeah, so half rice water, half real water. And I will show you what I do with it later. How to make rice water. I know that there's a lot of people who boil their water or boil their rice water. I don't like doing that. And here's what I feel like: when you ever rapidly cook some noodles, like ramen noodles, cooked them on the stove, and then you left them on there for too long, and then you came back in the water like hella pasty, and now like the seasoning tastes like flour, and you're just like, see, I really should have pulled this shit out when I saw it. Like, I really should have went ahead and got it when I needed it. And I think that's the same thing that happens with rice water. Like, you can overcook it and it can deplete all of the nutrients and the minerals in it. So you don't want to do that. That's why I like to do it just straight water, straight cool lukewarm. So first, what you're gonna do, and I stress this because I don't understand why people aren't doing this. First step in making rice water: wash your rice. Oh, you thought because it was in water it was clean? No. You have to rinse the rice. One, because you do not know what they're putting on that rice. Honestly, none of us know what they're really putting on our food. You just have to make sure you're getting any of the pesticides that they actually put on your rice to preserve it in the bag or a box or whatever, that it's not getting on your hair, because that's not going to help you. You feel me? Second step, you're going to take, so the rice that you're going to take is going to be probably a half a cup. You don't need no more than that. I'm promising you, unless you have like Rapunzel hair, you do not need more than a cup of rice water. So me personally, my wash days, I like to wash on Sundays. I might start my pre-poo treatments on Saturday or Friday, but the wash is actually gonna happen on a Sunday. So when it comes to my rice water, I like to at least start making it on the Friday or Saturday before the Sunday. And you're just gonna make sure that the ratio to the water is a little bit higher, but not too high, because you don't wanna like overdo it. You're gonna take your rice and your water, put it into a jar, and then you're gonna let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes. And in those 15 to 30 minutes, oh y'all, my foot fell asleep. Okay, so I'm gonna record this standing because my foot really did fall asleep, and I don't got time. So so you're gonna let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, and then you're going to extract the water from the rice. And then you're going to transfer that liquid into like another jar, or you can use the same jar you were fermenting in it, or not fermenting, and soaking your rice in. And then you're going to let that sit out in room temperature for maybe a day or two, like me, cause I'm extra. So like when when your deep conditioner tell you to do like do 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, bitch, I'm gonna do an hour, thanks. Because I know me. But I think the longest I kept my rice water in the fridge was like 2 days. And it was fine after that. Because once you rinse your rice off and it soaks, you're gonna see the water turn like a milky, opaque looking color. And that's how you know that the minerals are actually in the water now, like they're actually doing what they need to do. So after the 1 or 2 days of leaving it to ferment, you're gonna like smell it. And I know that sounds weird, but you're just gonna have to like make sure that it has a certain type of odor, because once it starts smelling like kind of sour, and I know that sounds gross, but it doesn't smell that bad. Like, you know when something smells like, oh, put this in the fridge, put this in the fridge, put it in the fridge. So once it starts smelling like that, you put it in the fridge to stop it from fermenting. And then you could keep it in the fridge for maybe a week. But again, I would not keep it for more than a week. But typically by the end of the week, I'm doing my wash day. So I would take it out the fridge, and then I would dilute it with half a cup of water or 2 cups of water, depending on where I'm doing with my rice water. So those are pretty much the tips on how to make it. I hope that was very clear, because sometimes I ramble. So now we're gonna go over ways that you can actually use your rice water. So I have 3 general ways you can use it. Again, you can drink it, you can use it on your skin. It's very multifaceted. So I'm just focusing on the stuff that you can do for your hair that it will work. So on my wash days, I typically use my rice water to pre-poo and deep condition. Those are my go-to. The first thing I used again was the pre-poo. So what you can do, like I did with this bottle, I put half of the rice water and half of normal water, just warm, lukewarm water. It doesn't have to be like piercing hot or piercing cold. And use this, shake it up. Because of the smell also, I do put a little bit of vitamin E in it. You can put whatever essential oil you want to put in it. I use vitamin E because vitamin E works very good with my hair. It makes my hair very moisturized, and since this is supposed to moisturize my hair, why not do both? So, all right. Also, what you can do, you can use this as a co-wash. So, if you're not familiar what a co-wash is, it's basically like, it's not a shampoo. It doesn't have any type of like stripping chemical. It's actually supposed to be very delicate on your hair and cleanse your hair without stripping of its natural oils or, you know, nutrients. So the rice water is really good for that because you literally are not stripping your hair of anything. You are getting your hair clean at the same time as replenishing the stuff that you are lacking from your hair at the end of that week. Me personally, I would definitely add an actual co-wash to this. So for example, maybe you will spritz the rice water on your hair and then take a real co-wash that you love and incorporate it into your wash day, because as a curly girl, I use so much product. So much product. As much as they say the rice water will work, I don't think it will for my hair. For me, I don't know if anybody else is a little different, but especially if you're applying product every other day, you need to kind of get in there a little. So I would definitely like incorporate a co-wash. Oh my gosh, what the ankle bracelet trying to take me out, y'all. I don't know why I try to cut my circulation off like this, but fuck you. Okay, so we already went over the co-wash, we already went over the pre-poo. So the third one you can do is a deep conditioner. It needs deep conditioner probably every week. I wash it. So what you would do is just soak your hair in the rice water. You can either use a bucket or something, but you want to, of course, dilute it first. You're not putting rice water directly on your hair. This has to be a diluted solution. So you can pour it on your hair directly. You can spritz it in your hair and then cover it up with like a cap or something, a shower cap, a conditioning. So this is something that I do with my hair, and I just wanted to kind of let you, just give you a little insight if this is something that you would be interested in. So when I do my wash days, I typically pre-poo, and then right after I pre-poo, I deep condition. And then after my deep condition, I will co-wash. I know that sounds very backwards, but this is why I do. So when I pre-poo, I use rice water in my hair, and that is the mixture with the rice water, the water, and the vitamin E oil, and that really gets my hair very, very soft. It makes it so easy to detangle. And then after that, because my hair is technically still dirty, I haven't washed it, and I'm not going to wash it either, I like to use a mask. And the mask that I'm really loving right now, and I don't know, like it's a staple because it keeps coming in and out of my life. God said use it, so I'm gonna. So this Aztec healing clay, this is multifaceted too, guys. On your hair, your skin, you can use that as a detox, all different type of stuff. So what I do is I would mix this, whatever measurement of this, maybe a tablespoon, 2 to 3 tablespoons of this, with rice water, and I would use that and mix it in the rice water. Mix it with the Aztec healing clay. So that would make like a paste, and then I'll put that on my hair. And what that does for me is, again, seals in all that nutrients, detoxes my hair at the same time. So I feel like I'm not really losing any nutrients because I'm just losing the toxic stuff in my hair, and then the rice water is there to replenish. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is a method to my madness. So that's what I do. And then typically after that, I might even put some of this on my face and then sit for like maybe 30, 40 tops. So after that, I will go in the shower, and that's when I wash all that out. That's when I co-wash. That's when I probably will section my hair for my style that I'm trying to do. And that's just how I do on my wash days. So that is all I have for you guys. Wow. Good job, Danielle. Yeah. I will see you guys in my next video. I wonder what it will be about. I don't know yet. We'll see. But it was great talking to you guys. So I'll see you later.